Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to Nino Kuni. So we had to defeat another nightmare and save our alleged friend. Oliver was way too nice of a character to that guy, frankly, because he was a soulmate. Phil was a soulmate of Pip, this mouse, who stole our holy wood, which snicker if you need to. Uh, and so we need him to now confess that he stole the wood so we can get it back, so we can get it carved into, I think, a harp. It's called the carrion. I don't know what else, like, or the Sharon. If it's called carrion is kind of like corpses. That's what crows eat, vultures eat. Eek, it's you. Look, I'm really sorry. That thing I stole, it was really important, wasn't it? Huh? What a flipping transformation, man. Looks like the mouse really is your pal's soulmate. The thing is, I already sold it. I sold things to the local shopkeepers, you see. I just don't know what to do. Don't worry, Pip, let's just explain to the shopkeeper what happened, and I'm sure he'll understand. I'm so sorry, Oliver. Even in this case, Pip is, the mouse is kind of nicer than Phil is. Um, like, they really wrote Phil as kind of a bad friend character, which it would almost make more sense for that to play out in a different way if Phil turned out to be the soulmate of, say, the Dark Djinn or the soulmate of the White Witch, which, as a character, she's got no backstory. She barely even shows up in the cutscenes. Um, you're back, I see. And we've caught ourselves the thief. Come on, Pipsqueak, out with it. Piece of wood, it was me. I stole it. You stole it, you a little chap like you? He confessed, didn't he? The mouse stole it and sold it to you, the rotter. I haven't spent any of the money, I promise. I'll give it all back to you. Well, I sense this is an item of some value to you, and that its loss has caused you some distress. I hate to see it go, but I know where it belongs. So we get the Hollywood back. This is really more of a quest that should have happened earlier in the game, where you just get an item, then you lose the item, then you get it back. Well, that's sorted then. We're lucky the shopkeeper wasn't in the mood to work us. Pip, I can't believe you turned yourself in and returned the money, and you call yourself a thief? I'm no thief, I'm telling you. It was just a moment of madness. I'm so sorry. I'll do anything to make it up. I mean it. Listen, it's okay. We got it back in the end. Oh, I almost forgot. You said your dreams had driven you to become a thief. That's right. I've got big dreams, but they don't come cheap. I need guilders and lots of them. Have you ever heard of something called a cloud sweeper? Wow, I was not expecting that the cloud sweeper would come through Pip, but I guess it makes some sense since the cloud sweeper basically is this world's equivalent of a car, and Pip's soulmate wanted to make a car in Motorville, the other world. Isn't that a sort of flying broom powered by magic? Not my kind of thing, says Swain. Well, it's my kind of thing, that's for sure. Ever since I was little, I always wanted to build my own cloud sweeper. I wanted to build the fastest, bestest cloud sweeper in the whole world. You'd almost expect that there would be some kind of race that happens with cloud sweepers. If this was a Final Fantasy game, almost certainly there'd be another 5 hours of putting together a cloud sweeper and then racing it through a circuit of races. Uh, is it just me, or does he really remind you of someone? He sure does. Say, Pip, building something that goes real fast is super neat, huh? Finally, someone who understands me. Thanks for taking the time to hear me talk about my dreams. Now I need to save up some money the honest way. Good luck, Pip. Interestingly, they mentioned the Cloud Sweeper, and that may very well be the entirety of what whether a cloud sweeper exists or not in this game. Uh, it is mentioned in the Wizard's Companion, but there's no real reason why that means inherently that there will be an actual one that shows up. It would be an item that would just fly around, and we already have the dragon that flies around, so it's fairly redundant. Let's see. It would almost certainly make sense that there would be a treasure chest somewhere around here, a green treasure chest that Swain could shoot. But I don't see it. Well, there's really no reason to waste time here. Yeah, you only get these brief clips and brief angles of an interesting view for Ding Dong Dell. And it's by far the most interesting city, in my opinion. I could see other people being more interested in other cities. But you just don't do anything with it. Uh, where if this was a real Ghibli movie, you would almost certainly have a lot of scenes running around. There would be like a 20-minute sequence of people just shopping and walking around the city, establishing shots, like showing establishing shots, just showing what the city looked like over and over again. Now it would be interesting if the cat here just used his claws to carve the holy wood, but I suspect that's not what's going to happen. He's going to probably just be lazy and hand off the assignment to somebody else. Remember, this character had voice lines at the beginning, and probably as a secondary character had the most voice lines at the beginning, and now we're probably not going to have any voice lines. It's good to see you again, Your Majesty. You've returned. How the devil have you been? One has been busying oneself with that rogue Hickory, meow. Meow. Yeah. Unless one is very mistaken, you've come bearing the holy wood of Al Mamoon. That's right. We wanted to ask a favor of you, Your Majesty. No need to continue, dear girl. One knows precisely why you are here. So Caliphate chose to entrust the holy wood to you. Seems the time has come to reunite the power of the three kingdoms. Now, dear boy, allow one to do one's royal duty. Okay, so they did go cutesy with it, and he used his claws. And that carved it into a musical instrument, but not a harp. Which means there's a whole secondary animation if Esther ends up using this as like a harp. That doesn't quite make the most sense, frankly, to have two different animations when the one swinging animation of Oliver is probably the same, and the gun shooting animation of Swain is the same, and the two harps have the same animations. Wow, that was amazing. Yeah. Well, surely you expected nothing less. Thank you, Your Majesty, I'm sure. It sure has been great seeing you, but we have to head to Hamelin now. So Marquisian's up next. Is hoping he's been practicing his carpentry. Why are you mumbling to yourself, Swain? So you're off to Hamelin, Take care, won't you? It's a rather grubby place for one so very pure. Very pointless to have to walk all the way this direction for just these cutscenes. Would have made so much more sense to simply have the king standing behind him. And there's definitely better things that could have been done with the effort instead of making the inside of the castle and animating the inside of the castle. If that made the dungeons a little bit better, for instance, that would have been a much better trade-off. I think we will not do anything. I think there's probably a couple chests over here that I need to collect, but I have over half of the chest already. See if there's any new quests. It does look like there are. Hmm. Probably not necessary to talk to everybody, but I am concerned that there is potentially somebody somewhere here that has a alchemy formula for me. Hmm. We don't have a ton of gold also, so it is also possible that I will come into these shops and try to buy something and find I don't have enough. Let's see, is there special things? Yes, there are. Black truffles are unique to this city. Green grapes. We'll get that back up to 10. Trying to just have 10 of everything. Hmm. It's also very possible that there's a green treasure chest somewhere. And I should just look upward for the most part because I usually don't look upward. Hmm. Then you have this this bar here that they bothered to animate that there was a bar, and then there's no chance ever they're gonna let you in that bar. And I can't see a case that in a sequel even, if unless you totally abandon the pretense that this is a kid friendly game, I can't see that even in a sequel they would bother to let you inside of a bar. Hmm. Let's see. Spring lock. Hmm. 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 There's a lot of dialogue here. Interesting. So you do basically have to talk to everybody because you just never know what would unlock a story, what would unlock a alchemy formula, and it's worse than just having to talk to everybody once. You probably need to consider talking to everybody several times throughout the game just in case something changes. Hmm. Yeah, anywhere over here there could be a green treasure chest. Hmm. Hmm. The city is too big with too many doors, considering how most of them are not openable. probably could have saved a little bit of time if there was just stairs that led directly to the um, lower platform area. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. And we would have to. We don't, I think, have quite enough quests yet that I could get another ability. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, it is basically anytime you get more than a couple sentences from an NPC, there's a reward for that. And that seems fairly arbitrary. It's just, oh, we picked the people that we wanted to give some dialogue to, and if we gave up too much dialogue to them, then we attached a reward for that, for talking to those people. There isn't really a natural connection that says, oh, this person is standing in a unique spot or looks like a important character, and that there would be any real indication or suggestion you should talk to that specific NPC versus all the other NPCs. Hmm. This is where it's going to start to really fall apart. Hmm. I'm going to run out of gold. Hmm. And all I'm trying to do at this point is just have ownership of one of everything. None of this equipment would be better than what I already have equipped. Honestly, if I'd played a little bit better and not tried to over upgrade characters, I probably would already have one copy of everything. Let's cast Nature's Tongue. Interesting. You would think that Nature's Tongue would have played a role there. And right now we don't have any pieces of heart. So we're going to need some love for the dog. Hmm. Hmm. It's too many people. Yeah, too many people. This one I don't think you can actually interact with. It's not being even marked as a blue dot. Hmm. Hmm. Just keep on grinding through everybody. These characters may actually be saying something slightly helpful or informative if I was reading it. But I have no desire to add another few hours of gameplay. Hmm. Hmm. By reading all of this dialogue and all of this stuff. Hmm. cart. Yeah. It's a weird comparison certainly to make, but BioShock 1 really set the new standard, frankly, of having recordings and just having the audio recordings play as soon as you pick them up and not limit you um, um, to standing one place to hear the audio clips. Of course, BioShock is actively trying to be a high action first person shooter, whereas Japanese RPGs, not so much. But there is that old saying, familiarity breeds contempt, and this most Japanese RPGs and most RPGs in general, I think, run into that problem. Yep. And you could certainly make an argument that just the current history of older RPGs already are overly long by modern standards, so there's really not a scenario where somebody who is just new to video games, let's say they're just a little kid getting into Pokemon, like they couldn't possibly go through all the previous Pokemon games and be bored at at the end of that. It would take them so much time, pretty much their entire childhood to catch up, particularly in the case of Pokemon, since you have red and blue versions of games that are practically the exact same, if you want to be that pedantic about it. Um, the same is definitely true as far as like Dragon Quest games and Japanese RPGs in general. You can't start at Final Fantasy 1 and really expect to get all the way to Final Fantasy 16. We have to once again point out something here, that this ghost of a soldier and the other soldier both are very pale, light skinned characters. And yet the queen is very dark skinned as a character, Queen Kulan. So, mm, mm. So yeah, that is slightly confusing. Mm. And it's just kind of important storyline, and I still don't want to really read it. Mm. Mm. She gives us her name. We've obtained a gust plume. Mm. Mm. Which is funny because I need a gust plume um, for another quest. And I was struggling to get a gust plume. Mm. Unless something weird happens here. Interesting. Seems like there's nobody in this hallway this time. Unless something weird happens with the spell, I'm kind of just assuming all is going to happen exactly as expected. Hmm. The whole Hamlin pig theme, I think, falls apart too early in this narrative and this story. So they should have probably given him some kind of personality quirk where he had a pet pig, um, or he loved pigs or something. Um, hey, there's even a shortcut here. there was a shortcut here the whole time that either is new or that's something I wish I had noticed earlier. Here you have a mirror that's not reflecting you, which is interesting because the mirror did reflect um, Oliver on the shiny floors to some extent. Not this shiny floor, but previous shiny floors. Hmm. It definitely is a mirror, unless there's a glass and he has identical rooms on the sides. This is maybe the first time that we've had a lot of opportunity to walk around this area, too. Hello, Marcasian. We need you to finish carving something for us. Flipping heck. Someone didn't go the finishing school. Heard the word please, have you? Ah, I do enjoy your visits. There is a certain liveliness you bring to every occasion. Now you mentioned carving something? Yes, your majesty. Esther was talking about the Clarion. Clarion, I guess is what I'd pronounce it as. That's right. We need your help to finish it so we can clear the path across the miasma marshes. Ah, I see. Well, you've come to the right place. The Clarion may be completed by the ruler, may only be completed by the ruler of Hamelin. But I'm afraid there is a minor problem, namely that he does not possess all the skills required. Oh, how do you mean, your majesty? To complete the Clarion, one must not only possess magical power, but the talent to carve the necessary holes. While I have the magical skills, I am unable to help with the more practical aspects of the process. So you're saying you're too clumsy to complete the Clarion? It's not a matter of clumsiness, I assure you. No, the skills that are required are passed from Emperor directly to his heir. Gee, so your father passed away before he could teach you about this stuff, huh? Well, then we'll just have to go back in time and get him to teach you. Blinking heck, you make it sound so flipping easy. You only get to use breach time once in a lifetime, remember? Oh, you're right. Well, then what do we do? Swain goes, aren't you forgetting someone? Swain, do you mean? Truly, did he? Well, I can't promise miracles, but father did teach me a few things, yes. Ah, yes, your father, did he, come from this kingdom too? Only you never mentioned. Wow, Esther has not figured it out to this point. We went back in time like 15 hours ago, and Esther still hasn't figured out that Swain is the older brother. That may very well recontextualize the reason why Esther doesn't realize how kind of creepy their um, potential romance is. Although it's still very much in the pretending like they don't like each other phase. Ah, yes, your father. Oh, God. All right, all right. I just didn't want to make a big deal of it. Yes, Marquesan's my brother, and my real name's Gascon. There, I've said it. Oh, that. We already knew that. We were there, you know. Is Esther joking or teasing him? Then why are you so hell bent on getting me to admit it? Anyway, we can discuss the whys and wherefores later. The point is, my father taught me what I need to know. And you're telling us this now? If you'd let us know a bit earlier, we wouldn't have come all this way to Hamlin, would we? I'm afraid it's not that simple. I can't do the magic part, you see. Flipping heck, so you're no use to us either, is it? That's not quite true. So you know what I'm getting at, or do you? I suppose it's not all bad having a brain box for the great sage of a great sage for a brother. I'm not sure I understand. What cannot be done alone may yet be done together. Is that not so, brother? Oh, I get it. You're going to make it together. Exactly. Now give it here. Are you ready, Marquesian? We've got work to do. Yes, brother, I'm ready. It's weird to have the character just like not in centered frame. Like best case scenario, you get this shot, or you get this shot that blocks Oliver. Like maybe you could get this angle here. But yeah, none of it's particularly good. Like they should have rethought the positioning of these characters, and I'm sure they very quickly did one pass and one attempt at it and didn't care any further. I'm wondering how much they're going to animate. Voice acted cutscene, not pressing A to go forward, them just generally moving their hands around. It'd be really weird if this was actually Oliver's weapon and we now have a fourth weapon for Oliver. Of course, when it's out of engine animation like that, they don't have to follow any strict rules, and the animation and the bending of arms and limbs is much easier. Whereas an in-engine animation is going to have to some extent follow the systems and rules that the game engine would follow and procedurally kind of generate where the arms and limbs would be, which makes it often more mechanical, stiff, or just obvious. Here you can see the characters are breathing in and out over and over again in an animation loop, which is very unnatural to just have your arms down for long periods of time. Oliver says, now we can finally clear a path to Shadar's castle. Thank you, your majesty. Thank you too, Swain. Oh, don't worry about thanking me, but how long is it since we last made something together, Marquesian? Huh? Do you remember the model pig tank we made together? Blorg, a blooming pig tank? That's the last pigging thing I want to be reminded of. You'll hear no arguments from me on that score. Anyway, let's focus on the task ahead, clearing the miasma marshes. The clarion looks so beautiful, I can't wait to hear how it sounds. I think you should be the one to play it, Esther, says Oliver. Yes, Ollie boy, if you ask me, there ain't no better woman for the job. I agree. I mean, I'd love to do it, but I'm tone deaf. I'll do it. I'll play the clarion and clear the path through the miasma marshes. I truly believe you will, Esther. Thank you, Your Majesty. Come on, Oliver, we should get going. Right. It's time to head to the miasma marshes. The unbreakable bond between the hearts of the two princesses unlocked the story in The Wizard's Companion. Alright. Jeez, it's really ridiculous to put that shortcut there. Okay. Then we'll travel out of this area. I don't think there's anything more to do. Okay. So what I want to go to is Yule to start with. We'll go here and enter Yule. We will. Let's see, we still don't have the character up 10 levels where we needed. Let's see. Yeah, she has the clarion, but it's not a weapon, which is crazy. That's real crazy. Hmm. 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 Right, we'll take some love from this little girl. We also need to go back to Tahiti. I don't think I need to talk to everybody. Let's see, this guy. Creature that rides atop a blue flower. Seems to be the... Yeah. I want to keep this guy because he has equipment. I think this is probably the wrong guy. Let's see. We'll go in here and see if there's any new quests. I would suspect the answer to that is probably not. Definitely have a lot of quests that we have not finished. Hmm. Hmm. Let's see. We should look around to see if there is any other green treasure chests, but this is a pretty small area anyway, so I would suspect there probably isn't. Strong coffee. Don't have enough money for these. Although, apparently I do already have one of these and should probably equip it. Yeah, suffice it to say, let's see if I were to equip this guy. It's weird that the reserves are lined up the way they are. Um, it doesn't really make the most sense, because this whole time the game has been indicating to me that we would have 3 backup heroes, and I really question whether that's the case. Hmm. 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 This guy wants me to fight manglerfish, which I don't even know where they would be. Around the town of Yule. So that's just a scripted hunt, I suppose. Hmm. Hmm. So we gotta do that to get the cold compress. Let's defeat the manglerfish, which will give us a nice excuse to actually fight. Hmm. There was a bounty in this area that I couldn't do before. I probably can do it now. So we should also try that while we're in this area. It is pretty wasteful wandering around all this area. Waste of time. Okay. The manglefish. I assume. Just stay away from me. I'm assuming this is one of them. Nope, this is just an ice ogre. But this is a guy, so this is a bounty hunter. Alright. Let's see. Spell. If we were to unleash fire on him. Let's see how much damage that does. 216. Ooh, and that's still not that much. Ward ourselves. And then let's see if we can burden this guy. The other thing we can do is fireball, which does 55. So fireball costs 3 to do 55, where unleash to do volcanic war is 23 to do 200. So it is way smarter to do this. In fact, it's actually smarter just to throw out mighty here, because if we can stun him and hit him way faster, as if we can stay alive. Alright. Let's try slash and burn. That's only 100. Let's go back to Oliver. Spell, unleash volcanic roar. Clearly what I desperately need, though, is something that for a free amount would finish off or replenish my magic power. Like, because I can't really consistently afford to go to hotels or waste the time going back to hotels. The stones are useful every now and then, but that's kind of infrequent. We just need to use, I guess, the last of our magic points here. Alright, let's go with this guy. There, we got him. But short of getting a level up on your main character, you're doomed. I don't see these fish around the city of Yule. The smartest move would be to land here. Go into the glittering grotto. Take an opportunity to refill and save. And since we're here already, we'll race to the other bounty hunt. I think these guys are kind of uninterested in me, but I guess maybe that is not the case. Hmm. I don't know why they specifically wanted to fight me there when I killed them in 3 hits. So this is going to be yet another ice ogre. Okay. Spells. Unleash. Fire damage to all enemies. Now might be great. And that very well might be where it makes sense to use the fire damage in general, is if you have multiple enemies. This fight changes, I think, fairly quickly. You can't skip these cutscenes. Unless there's some option that I am unaware of. We're almost there. Just cast the same spell over and over again. Yep. You can definitely see how there's a problem here. Even though they've created all these systems, it has failed to really work for the benefit of variety. There really is only 1 or 2 attacks that are good enough to use. And it is creating a lot of repetition because of imbalanced characters that have way more health than they really should have. Alright, Yo-Ho is an attention grabbing technique. Interesting, it fast traveled me back. Hmm. 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 Still really won't have a lot of gold, so it's kind of nothing to buy. Hmm. I don't think I need to really stay in the um right. What I should do is cast Seek Fortune, and I should evaluate from that point. Yeah, there's not that many chests I haven't collected already. Hmm. Hmm. Okay. Looks to me like it's down lower. Hmm. So let's fly around and see if we can decide where we want to land. Hmm. And there's another one, I think, up higher. Hmm. This is gonna be kind of wasteful because I want to land back where I am anyways. Iron diamond. And there's no walking on this ice. I imagine there never will be. See, what I'd like to see is it would have been nice if there was an item that would automatically level up a character, and then I could just buy 4 more level ups. Um, like she wanted me to level up her character. Level 40 is what she wants it at, and I've been carrying it for a very long time, and it's at level 36. That seems like quite a ask to have a character that you're trying to level up to level 40. And you almost assume it's going to be a case where once you get it to level 40, the ghost is going to say, okay, you got it to level 40 and you've proven to me to be a good person, so why don't you just hold on to the character, the familiar, forever. Hmm. Hmm. There's not a lot of indication here that there's any other part of this island you can land on. It's all very mountainous. I'm seeing tree sections that it feels like you could have landed on them, but I think they're very intentionally saying no, you can't land on these areas. They didn't want to put any more content in it, which at a certain point, fair enough. There's already too many, too many places that let's see. Too much land mass. These are just jabber guppies. Come on, do your slash dance. And we only get these supercharged pellets when it's not important. Like they've actively made it so it doesn't matter when you get them. I could run around though and grind iron diamonds, I suppose. It looks like that might be a fish. But it ran away. So when does something respawn? So the one thing I'm supposed to be fighting is running away. And the thing I'm not supposed to be fighting Oh, we got him up to 37. So I may just have to sneak around. Now you would want to capture these fish creatures too. But the odds of capturing anything is pretty low. Wait. It's really pointless. They should just join your team at the end randomly, no matter what. You just have a regular battle, and at the end of the battle, they offer to join your team. You can say yes, no, you can rename them, whatever. I may need to be fighting these guys with the fire sword. I should double check what the actual quest is. I think it probably is a quest that involves having to use a fiery store. That says 1 down, 4 to go. Okay. So the part that matters is who is on the main screen. if it's not a fish character, then basically avoid it. Hmm. Hmm. And so I'm questioning if they're all before Yule or if they're possibly sometimes after Yule. It's really not giving us quite enough XP. I don't think that's what we're looking for. Maybe one of the other characters has a fire sword. It might be the case. Because it should be 2 down now. 2 to go. Alright, so the errands. Defeat them using a blazing blade. Who has a blazing blade? And he has a blazing blade. So I'm doing it right. It just may be a case where I have to maybe work on it a little bit differently. May have to put everybody in all out defense mode except for my character. Like, unless it was a case that maybe the fire effect itself was hurting them and killing them. 2 down, 3 to go. It definitely is a case where we are not really being given a lot of XP, so and I don't know where else I would go um, to grind even. Like there really aren't a lot of places where enemies might be stronger than this area. Yeah, that time it didn't count. I don't understand. Seems to oddly count sometimes and oddly not count other times. I think it's very possibly a case that they have picked out a certain number of these characters to be the ones that count. And then there are just others that don't count, confusingly. Why do I hear a dog sound effect? Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, you can't go down that direction. We know there's no secret treasure. Hmm. Yeah, I'm not seeing the other fish characters. Hmm. Hmm. I guess it's these monsters that are making that kind of dog whimpering sound effect that I was hearing, because now I'm hearing it in the fight too. Hmm. 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 Yeah, I see no indication that the characters I'm looking for are going to be over here. So I'm pretty much assuming it's from this point to the city of Yule that I need to wander around. And maybe we just need to grind through some people to make some room. That may also be the case. At the very least, I can chase off some people. And hopefully get some snowflakes too. Oh, oh, I see what I've done wrong here. It's not the horses, it's the one lantern fish. Hmm. So we'll see if that counted or not. I hit it with the fiery sword. The fiery sword was not the finishing blow. Hmm. Nope, that did not count. So this is a nightmare. We need to attack anything and everything, because the mangler fish could be in any group. If a mangler fish does show up, I need to go into all out defense mode and specifically have Mighty defeat him. These guys are a little fast to pull off that attack. Hmm. Hmm. I also suspect there aren't too many more of my characters that can be metamorphosed. So, to a certain level, grinding may not be that important. But getting them up several levels would certainly make me happy. This is the guy we're looking for. 2 manglefish. So that was 2. Will that count as 1 or will that count as 2? 4 down, 1 to go. Okay. So if manglefish are the ones with the lanterns, then these messy plessies are nothing. So I should have been able to capture one of those. I just haven't. I feel like there is a forest somewhere around here. Okay, we've done that hunt. So off to Yule we go. I think I'm going the right direction. Yep. The fact that they had to give me a quest to even make me want to fight the monsters around this area, I think does kind of highlight problems with the system. Proud one has found its niche in the glittering grotto. I don't know what the proud one would be, but it seems like it's in the glittering grotto. But this was the one with the quest. Alright. Travel then from Yule to Perdita. I guess Perdita is supposed to be like Peru. Guy needs ambition. What do we have at the moment? Just love. Probably can't afford much of anything. Almost certainly a lot of these weapons would approach the latest top tier items available. Perdita does not seem like it has a unique item. Let's see. significantly reduces the accuracy on that character. This guy wanted the cold compress. Okay. The only thing I suppose we're really can look for is to see if there's some chests here. And I don't think there is. I think we've been pretty thorough looking around this tiny little city. And still getting pathetically small amounts of gold compared to finding food. Finding even one snack is way more valuable than finding gold. This is where we would go to move the story forward too. Is we'd play the clarion here. Are we ready to do that though? No. Well, guess it's this little girl. More and more we are taking pieces of hearts from the little girls or little kids. We've got some ambition now. Okay, we will be back to this area. I think fairly quickly. And we'll probably have to make a special effort to realize where the other bounty hunter monsters are. The thing that didn't happen here is we didn't talk to this guy and lose our gust plume, which means we can use the gust plume, go to Skull Mountain and give it to that character. I don't know if we really need to refill our health, but it wouldn't be a terrible idea to refill and save. Hmm. 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 The other characters on the map not even showing up. Hmm. Hmm. Suppose it is possible that there is a green treasure chest somewhere. And so we should just look all around. Just in case they did get very sneaky with it. You don't go in the store. There's a door on the other side and a ladder on the other side, but I assume that's probably just art, unused artwork. Yeah, I really would have to question the benefit of if they had made this a bigger area. You could have added another set of shops, and then with another set of shops, you could have added another set of items and weapons, which just makes the game longer. I can't get up there and talk to that guy. Okay. Let's go to Tahiti. Guess I could go to the glittering grotto also. Mm. Yep, there's two people that have two things. The problem with this, though, if we have to talk to every single person, and it's gonna really suck. There's just way too many people. I would kind of assume that none of these have any alchemy things to say to me. Let's see. They don't have any special thing for sale. So right now we have 3. One more stamp, and then we could get more experience. Which, yeah, that is the right move. That may make the game a little bit easier, even though we are already playing on easy. And then Western Summerlands near Russet Isle is a sea creature. North Winter Island on Sleigh Bell Isles. That's northeast. And then Megamedon seems like that might be doing another boss fight. And so that might be where we are headed, is that it will just be rehashing boss fights going forward. One of the things I didn't consider, but might be the case, is there may very well be a situation where there is treasure chests inside the mother fairy. We may just need to go back through that whole area. don't know if I can really reach all these people. Hmm. 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 Grab some ambition. But if we're only collecting heart and ambition, which it does kind of feel like that's the only thing we are collecting at the moment, then I'm going to be full up until I can find somebody who needs heart or ambition. Hmm. 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 Well, okay. It's definitely put you in a weird position. I talked to everybody. I think I did, at least. Hey, here's that ghost kid. No wonder we haven't seen him in a while. We must have just missed him this whole time. Ors. This is going to be crazy if I was supposed to have met this guy hours and hours ago. I missed him, and he was supposed to have given me some major improvement in my spells. Oliver, it's you. Thank goodness you're here. What's wrong, horse? I stowed aboard the ship in Castaway Cove, but when I woke up, I was here. I never knew there was a whole forest full of these little loonies. When did this happen? Why, you cheeky little beggar, the fairground here has been the center of fairy culture for centuries. Only centuries? Well, it wouldn't have been here when I was on my travels then. Eh? What are you on about? Nothing anyway. It may not be where I expected to see you next, but let's give you the next puzzle anyway, shall we? You're getting pretty good at wizard. To be a pretty good wizard these days, Oliver, that means you have a genie at your command. A genie? You mean alchemy? Alchemy? I sure do. Good. Then this will be nice and easy for you. You've seen the formula gathered by wizards over the years in The Wizard's Companion, haven't you? I often use it to whip myself up a nice burger when I was on my travels. You did burgers are my favorite too. Then you know just what the certain special something no burger can do without is, won't you? Do you know what I'm talking about? It's the one ingredient all burgers need. Let me know when you've worked it out. Okay. So let's check what it says. So that would be provisions. Sandwich fish burger includes cheeseburger. I don't think it actually is under provisions. I think it's under the alchemy aspect. And then provisions. Let's see. Scales, treats. Cheeseburger requires a sandwich, crispy lettuce, and glow shrimp. Fish burger crispy lettuce. Hmm. Hmm. See, maybe if I made an espresso with alchemy, it would unlock the top tier coffee. Maybe that's how that's supposed to work. Hmm. It's probably not a terrible thought. 2 strong coffees, 1 fog drop, 3 bundles of slumber not leaves. Then I'm thinking crispy lettuce. Um, yeah, we don't have it. Oddly, too, something just happened there where I can craft a bunch more things. So I should potentially read the book. Or just pretend to read the book. I want to make more than one of anything. Should have been going down this group. Hmm. Yeah, it may just have been a case that I was not quite to the point where flipping through the pages counted as reading. Maybe I have to pretend like I'm reading a little bit better than just quickly pressing the flipping pages. Hmm. There's still a considerable amount of items that I can't craft. I just do not have the ingredients or enough of the ingredients. It is really ridiculous because we are fairly close to the end of the game, it feels like, to start considering um, to like start considering the alchemy system as something that you really need to play with. See-through pie is new. And that's like a low level spell again. I still really don't have all the ingredients after running around the entire world. So, unless it wants to open up a lot more purchasable items in the shops, still think it's going to be close to impossible. And I need a bunch more snowflakes. But there's a lot of stuff I guess I need a bunch more of. Making a phoenix breath. It's definitely worth it. And then we can make a whole bunch of cheeseburgers. So let's experiment here. Is it possible that just flipping through all this would give me a whole bunch more formulas? Because it was very weird that I wasn't getting those formulas before. Now, as far as equipment, I don't think that there's really an example here where there would be any alchemy formulas for anything else. Let's go back and see if there's anything new. No. So either flipping through it like I just did doesn't count, or I had already unlocked everything. As far as progress, alchemy is now up to 26%. Still not really that high. L E T T U C E. That's right. The one ingredient no burger can do without is a nice piece of crispy lettuce. Burgers. We used to have burger place here by here. You know, McDuffets. It was called. I used to love popping down there for a nice juicy McRarebit. Wow, that does sound good. I'd love to try one. Me too. Wait, I just remembered something. What is it, Mon? There's another page for the Wizard's Companion I meant to give you, but I lost it somewhere. It was for a funny little spell called Levitate. Maybe one of these fairies found it. Anyway, if you come across it, it's yours. Thanks. But that means I need to think of something else to give you for answering my questions. Oh, I know. It was a question about alchemy after all. Here you go. You've obtained a new formula. It's a recipe for the Sage of Ages super special mega medicine. Should give it a try. It can cure anything. Right, I can't stay on this island full of loonies any longer. I'm off to the next town. Maybe I'll hop back to one of those big sea beasts and ride over to the nearest continent. See you soon. So he's probably now going to be found in Hamlin, if I was to guess. Hmm. And is there a green chest anywhere? As for the new formula, Sage's Secret, stores 100 HP and MP. We've gotten those items before. Okay, it's not saying anything of importance. Okay. Look around for any green treasure chests or purple treasure chests. This was a very odd shift in visuals and really led to nothing. Just kind of a waste of time. Like, unless there was an active chest in one of these that I've forgotten about. I don't think cast Seek Fortune would work in here. This is about the only time where jumping would have made sense too. So instead of jumping being a skill where you could jump anytime you want, it would have made more sense if he just started jumping in this one sequence. Yeah, there's seemingly nothing here. And I suspect it may not let me go all the way down. Or maybe it will. All the way down and up to that point. Right. Neither vacate nor travel works inside of her stomach. Which I assume this is her stomach. So I'm fairly satisfied that I never need to come back to this area. Right. Let's try back to Hamlin then. I don't know if it really is worth it to run around and collect these components. That the shadow glass in particular. I feel like I'm just going to end up with a lot of that and not have much to do with it. Right. We have somebody that needs some. And then I guess the ghost kid could be just about anywhere. I guess he is effectively your hide and seek mission. Oh, not too much of a quest. So we were supposed to have been wandering into this guy every time, and we simply missed him. It's nice to see you again. Ollie, this city is quite something, isn't it? Have you seen the many machines? If your idea of fun is tinkering with cogs and gasket, this is the place for you. It sure is. Oh, so you like machines. I'm really keen on having a familiar from the Automa family myself. And speaking of familiars, it looks like you built up quite the monster menagerie. Yes, I guess, but it was mostly Esther. She sure is good with critters. Well, maybe she can help you with your next question then. I think you're going to like it. Somewhere in the Wizard Companion, there's a picture of the Wizard Wars that once raged through this land. Squint hard and you'll find some great examples of creatures from the Automa genus. My question is, how many creatures from the Automa genuses are in the picture? As you're no stranger to familiars, I'm sure you'll get it right away. Let me know when you've got the answer. And clearly he only exists as a character to bring you back to this book, which really shouldn't exist. I don't know how you put it anyway. It's too much on top of a game that doesn't deserve that level of detail. These are what's in this book are details that you would prefer for somebody to say. Okay. So Automa, we get a general idea of who the Automa are. So there's only like 4 base ones. It's the Monolith, the Sprog Krog, the Tin Man, the Clinkety Clunk, and Big Daddy, Granddaddy, Bad Daddy, Fuddy Daddy, and then Bashara, which I don't think we fought Bashara, but maybe we did. Now, the next question is, where is the picture of the war? Here. I suspect. Let's see. If this is supposed to be a depiction of the Wizard War, then I don't see any Automa at all. So this is probably not the picture they're talking about. That's probably not the picture they're talking about either. Scroll through all this. What this really feels like it comes from is the idea of somebody that was in love with the concept of strategy guides way more than I think your average gamer would be in love with the concept of strategy guides. Really, you shouldn't need a strategy guide. Your game shouldn't be so cryptic and confusing. That has inherently been problems with RPG games and Japanese games in general, is that they are often insanely difficult to figure out. Okay, I see one Automa. So we'll say at least one. I think this is definitely the picture. The pig tank. Are we going to assume that that's a Automa too? Well, I see 2 Automa now. 3 Automa, 4 Automa. So we can start with 4 and then just guess every number above 4. Yeah, I'm saying 4 probably. What would really suck is if there was 3 and then I just kept counting 4, 5. You got it, Ollie. Maybe that was too easy. As you can tell from the picture, the machines existed even in the time of the Wizard Wars. Say, horse, what were the Wizard Wars? I know this one. They were those legendary wars from thousands of years ago, ain't it? If you think tragedy on a giant scale is legendary, then I suppose you could say that, yes. The picture doesn't do justice, really. But I suppose it's for the best that nothing survived to show that how terrible it really was. That's strange. He's speaking like he saw it with his own 2 eyes, man. You're wondering how I know that picture isn't accurate. Can you work it out, I wonder? How the heck are we supposed to know? Well, never mind. The important thing is that you answer my question, Ollie. Here's your reward. We now have a spell called Chart Chests, which we'll have to see what that does. It seems like that may very well just map everything. Now, I think it's about time I look around this mechanical Metropolis, so I'll be off. When I get tired of all the smoke and noise, I'll be ready to try an island with a little more in the way of natural beauty. See you again soon. Alright, so let's see what chart chest does. So we have now been revealed the location of the indoor chests, which means running around looking for the green chests is unnecessary. Which means there are lots of scenarios here where a player could really waste a lot of their time to only be very disappointed to find out the game makes it easier later on. This is not a good way to go about it, certainly. The green chest is way up there, so I would have never seen that. Okay. Next place, I think we would want to go is just Castaway Cove, just to double check that there's nothing new there. Plus, that's a good spot to consider some things. Let's see. Make sure we have just one of everything. Low shrimp. Should possibly buy more than 10 of those. But we'll leave it at that. Also running low on yogurt. So yeah, it's a couple people here seem like they need. Let's see. All right. Let's cast the spell. What is it? Chart chests. First and find out if there's any chests in a city. And anytime I go to a city going forward, I need to recognize whether I've checked that or not. It says, I see it. That is the only chest. I don't see a reason why you're not just making it permanent, though, instead of making me cast the spell potentially over and over again. Seems like it's fairly wasteful. Oh, and we can see, I guess Swain does have some kind of swimsuit outfit, even though we don't really see him wear it. Too much? Hmm. Right. Western Summerlands, Northern Winter Islands, and at the top of Old Smoky. Hmm. Hmm. Okay. Hmm. See. Give heart. Love. Hmm. And we're having to watch these give heart, take heart animations more than I'd really like to. Hmm. 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 Okay. I think that puts us in a position now where we can claim a merit reward of extra XP. Hmm. And then next thing we want to do is start getting rare and valuable items with five more stamp cards being done. So there clearly kind of has to be more quests. Either that or you have to pick and choose for this last tier, this last row of abilities. Um, Gaining health while you're walking is going to be really useless by the time we get it because we're not going to walk that much. Befriending creatures probably will be somewhat useful, but Jack the Giant Killer almost certainly has the best potential if it doubles your attack or even just significantly increases your attack or defense. Um, it could be a whole new game at that point. Or if it does absolutely nothing, that would be incredibly frustrating. But I'll definitely try to remember to save before I make any choices. Hmm. All right. Hmm. 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 Yeah, I don't even know how there can be so many more potential quests in existence. It really feels like it's going to get rather repetitive. Hmm. Hmm. Go and collect ambition from this little kid. Hmm. I'm sure they didn't really mean anything by this, but there is probably a message you could take, uh, or you could corrupt from the idea of a bunch of older people taking ambition and love from kids, in the sense that old people are um, not as emotional as kids are and may sometimes thrive off of the emotions of younger people. And sometimes that can be a good thing, and sometimes that can be a bad thing. Or certainly bad parents can take a loving child and and suck the love out of them and turn them into hateful monsters, just like the parents are. There might be a case here where the next island that the ghost is in is not, per se, in like this island. Let's see. We still can't really read these. Let's see. Seek fortune. Yeah. Yeah, I was thinking maybe the ghost would have been here, but maybe not. Brinkman's badge. Chart chests. Alright, there is a green chest up on top of that. And I have figured out the angles finally for all of this. Dragon's Tooth, Sooth Ring. Okay. We're in the forest glade. We're in Bungler's Bay. This is the Spring Isles. Let's check our bounty hunts. North Winter Isle, Russet Isles. Let's see if we can look at the map. Spring Realm. Nothing is really labeled Russet Isle. Is that Russet Isle way up there? Russet Isle may be way up there. Nothing's mapped here, but you can see there is a city labeled as the Lost Continent. North Winter Isles, Western Summerland is a sea creature, so we wouldn't have been able to fight that one anyways. Right. I think I kind of get it. Let's see. Mist is too thick for him to land here. Yep. So we know I can't do anything with that. Try and find the entrance to this. Bane flower. This fight could be really hard. Okay. Chart chests. And then look at the mini map. And we can see that they are all very much at the second half of the map. Okay. Should save. All right. This first split seems like we mostly mapped off the left side, so I don't think there's a need to go that way. Everything seems to be trying to attack me. I don't quite understand that. That might indicate that we have finally hit a point where these guys are like leveling up and being strong too. But the one hit kill I just did kind of disproves all of that. So they're just aggressive for no reason. Spring lock. It is possible that these skill gems would play a much better role towards empowering the familiars I'm using. But it's certainly a risky proposition since these top metamorphosed characters already have more tricks than they can actually learn. Hmm. Hmm. It's odd the companions really didn't fight until I started fighting. Hmm. This is definitely a dungeon that could have benefited from having a fast transport. Particularly since there's rather narrow hallways. You can't really run and avoid the enemies like you can in later locations, later dungeons. I guess it wouldn't matter if I cast the spell again at this point either, because I'm not really using a lot of magic. Although that might change. Alright. we should run into a couple. Like ideally you would walk by these, and if you got anywhere near them, they would heal you instead of having to activate them. Hmm. That way it would just save you a little bit of time. It may be a case of just how I'm feeling at the moment, but I can't help but feel that compared to Fallout 3 Game of the Year edition that I just covered, this is way more repetitive and way more grindy. Because at least in Fallout 3, there was a lot of areas that were very like uniquely designed as far as buildings. Nothing super empty feeling. There was arguably more variety in how the enemies attacked. There technically are more enemies in this game compared to Fallout, but the more variety of enemies is not made up for by the lack of attacks that they do. Yeah. I would say Fallout 3 definitely wins out just because there are attempts, even if they are mostly lame attempts, at having narrative throughout the entire game, whereas there's very little narrative when you're just given a bounty quest to go to a place you've already been and hunt a specific monster. I mean, you can have quests like that certainly, but it shouldn't be one of two types of quests. And it is definitely shocking to think that I could like Fallout 3 more by playing an even worse RPG. But and that certainly doesn't inspire me with confidence or a desire to play more RPGs. It's probably not necessary, but we'll go ahead and chart chests just to make sure there aren't any more to collect. So we specifically now do know that going back to Grove and finding that chest would be way easier. I'm just assuming that capturing a bunch of these characters will give me something in the long run, something that I could possibly trade or sell familiars for. If it opened up a system where you could potentially trade. Ooh, so you still have to map out the map before you can see the treasure. That's an interesting reveal. Um, yeah, if every single familiar you captured sold for 1,000 gold, then the system would balance itself out in late game. Really, still doesn't fix the bigger problems of um, mid game and early game, but it would give you a reason to run around. It would give you a reason to capture familiars. I don't know how you really are going to capture familiars at that level, though, because I'm already so overpowered. Most enemies are running away from me. I don't understand why the map is not was not as revealed as it should have been. There's a shortcut back. And this is just the third evolution of this character, Magma Donna. Hmm. Hmm. Okay. Let's see. All out attack, spell, unleash. Everblade is a single enemy. Howling Blizzard. Hmm. Hmm. 264 versus Frostbite 79. We definitely know Frostbite's better and less expensive. Hmm. 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 So we just keep on running and keep on frostbiting and keep on all out attacking, and we should be fine. Do I have a character that would do ice attack? I don't think so. Man, this would be so much easier if you could just tell it to consistently do the same thing it just did. Just loop it. Hmm. 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 Well, we'll win. We may be a little low on magic when we're done, but that really even shouldn't be a problem. Hmm. It would be very, very crazy if they turned it around on me at this point and I started taking major damage or losing. Hmm. Hmm. Just run down this way and we'll see if we can cast vacate and cast travel. Or just cast travel. Vacate for 1 magic point. Get you completely out of the area. Or arguably, if I use the other teleport, that would only get me somewhat close to the exit. All right. Yeah, there's not any other islands. Unless it's going to be hidden somewhere. Okay. Yeah. Northern Winter Islands, Sleigh Bell Islands. And this is Western Summerlands. And then the ghost, I'm thinking, unless he's going to be, let's see, on one of these far islands on the right. He might be there. Or some of the islands to the south, which he might be there. But he's only shown up in cities. So it really wouldn't make a lot of sense for him to all of a sudden not be on in a city. Right, are we Sleigh Bell Island? I suspect is this island. While we're at this, we should cast a spell. Yes, there's one chest invisibly over here. This could be a challenging fight. This tad about. You got several nices there, and I don't think that's just because of timing. I think that's because I've had a fire character fighting ice characters. Wow, we have yet another metamorphosable character. Probably wouldn't be a terrible idea to start thinking about if there is any kind of weapon here that would be significantly better. Although it almost certainly would be something at the end, I would assume. Not something. Do you really need your accuracy above 100%? What does accuracy do for you? See, the Avenger's badge deflects damage back to the attacker. I don't think that really works too well. Prevents knockouts when HP is high. It increases attack when HP is low. You know what? We'll take that. Inherently, though, I am going to just once again become incredibly exhausted with the idea of trying to go through all of this. And I do kind of lean towards the thought that nothing I pick up in these invisible chests are actually going to be better than what I just mostly already have equipped. I think your best items are very possibly purchasable items, and as long as you've purchased the biggest, latest items, that is that. All right. Unleash volcanic roar. This is going to be very repetitive. Oh, it's not going to be that repetitive after all. I thought I was going to have to use volcanic roar 8-9 times, but honestly, I may use it only 5 times. Heck, at this rate, it looks like maybe only 3. And the Papa Sasquatch versus the other Sasquatch all seem to be taking about the same amount of damage. Alright. Basically bumped into him. I don't think he actually even did an attack. Alright. Okay. This is a waste. Shouldn't be flying. It should be using magic to travel. Because what I'm going to end up doing is having to walk into Castaway Cove, to walk out of Castaway Cove. Well, maybe not. So, our last bounty, and we're already gone 2 hours and 30 minutes, so we should do this later, is near Russet Island. We do that one last bounty, then we only have this quest to find as far as creatures, and this quest to get her to level 40. And then somebody needs ambition in Ding Dong Dell. And then somebody needs ambition in Hamlin. We need to go back to Alma Mooney and then Yule again for a couple more quests. So there's several little things to do far as formulas, I don't think we have gotten anything new lately, nor do I think we've gotten any significant amount of material that we would make any more alchemy things. As far as items, we're overwhelmed with weapons and items. Just trying to have one of everything. Yeah, inherently, I'll probably end up selling a lot of duplicates of items and just holding on to one. It's a lot of mess here. A lot of mess. We still have yet to see anything about the mite tickets. We don't really have enough gold to go to the casino and try and gamble. That's, I don't think, ever going to really make sense. Still need a rather large amount of XP to get this guy to 40. We do have this guy that's metamorphosable, so we should just go ahead and do that. We could feed this guy some of these, but we now know that this upgrades to something even higher, so we shouldn't. Okay. Hmm. Don't know what we're really benefiting from, really, from a lot of this stuff, though. And you can see we're starting to get a lot of, like, spell gems. And unless there's some trick in which we're going to use the spell gems to make stronger spell gems, which I don't think we are, I'm just uncertain. Right, this guy is all about accuracy, so I think I can feed this to him. Unless I was wrong. Nope. Two of those increase the familiarity and the fullness. Do I have any other top tier items? I don't know if the Snow White ice cream, which increases invasion, that would be this guy. Yeah, Snow White ice cream is not the top tier. It has to be blue to be the top tier. So we don't have any more of those. Okay. Yeah. Princess Chocolate is what we're looking for the top tier here. Fantastic Flan. Hot Cake. Knickerbocker Glory. Golden Pie. And Tutti Frutti Ice Cream. But interestingly, the Snow White ice cream here that's been crafted, that's 4, does not include, is not required for the Tutti Frutti ice cream. Interesting. And there's no room here for another. It just goes 42 all the way down. Okay. So I should just give the Snow White ice cream away as an alternate, even though it's not the best version. Yeah. We keep these Ruby Ripple, but a soft scoop we'll turn to Snow White, and then Snow White we can just feed. Hmm. Hmm. Which that inherently maybe means that Snowdrop bonbons are not useful either to get the final version of the chocolate. I guess if it is a item that's not an ingredient, you probably can feed it to people. So I could give more to more people and try and increase the familiarity higher. I don't know if it really matters that much. We still are trying to figure out what a familiarity of 5 hearts will do, if anything. Yep, we have some love and ambition. We, I think, unlocked quite a few pages here. So much that it seems like we'll probably move the story along a little bit to get the last few spells, even though there are quite a few spells we can't even use yet. And then the narrative will probably unlock a few more stories. We still have yet to see any of these Nobilia monsters. But we are very close to, we are much closer than we have been for the most of the part of the game to unlocking the full companion. Progress report says the wizard companion is at 72%. Creature compendium still at 47%, which is oddly low. Task completion is at 67%. So yeah, we're 2/3 of the way through all the tasks. Alchemy is still at 26%. Hidden treasures at 57%. Yeah, there definitely has to be some new areas to explain those hidden treasures, where the rest of those are going to be. Alright, well, anyways, that's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want to further follow me on any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. And if you want to support me further, there's a link to Patreon, or you can friend me on Steam and get me a game off my wish list. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.